What's going on, guys? My name's Tooney, and I'm joined by our host, Casey. And welcome to Subs No Dubs, episode 2. Once again, we have our very special guest, our favorite guest, TJ, better known as Majestic Bear 2 on socials. Make sure to follow him. You want to say anything to the crowd, TJ?
Oh man. Oh man, that's why'd you put me on the spot like that? I wasn't prepared. Let's continue on.
Socials will be in the link below on YouTube. Hopefully, you come check us out and hit us with a follow.
Yep. So getting into things, we noticed in the very first episode, you guys probably didn't learn too much about us. So to kick off this episode, we want to give you guys a little bit of information on, our favorite animes, our favorite genres, niches, likes, dislikes, and things like that. I don't know if you want to really start us off here, Casey.
Yeah, sure. So my favorite anime of all time definitely goes to Steins Gate. Like, it's my clear number one. Don't you dare head nod like that, too.
I'm already shaking my head.
I knew that was gonna be the first reaction, though.
For me, Steins Gate is clearly my number one of all time. Second place, and like these two fight back and forth for first and second is probably Haiku. I know these are like super mainstream animes, but I don't know, something about Haiku and Steins Gate just really do it for me. Also next would be Boku no Hero, Diamond no Ace, and Naruto. Those kind of like fill out my top 5.
I think my top 5 is kind of similar. I have Haiku first. I know Serge is gonna hate me for this one. I don't know why he just hates sports animes, but it is what it is. Second, Naruto. Third, Boku no Hero. Fourth, Classroom of the Elite. And fifth, quintessential quintuplets. Great
say
show.
It with your chest.
I'm gonna get blamed for this.
No, say it with your chest. You know you love that show.
Say it with your chest.
Alright, TJ.
Alright, TJ.
So I don't have anything in common but one from anyone here. Mine goes. I've watched a lot of anime in my time. Strictly on my anime list, there's around 400. I can't really denote like my favorite per se. It's just I just picked these out of a list, and honestly, they're like Neon Genesis Evangelion, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm a huge Jo bro. Clannad After Story, because I love the story itself and it's just heart-wrenching, but love to God. Baka to Test, Baka and Test. Just overall, just a comedic, funny. It goes just overall lighthearted, and Boku no Hero, because honestly, it's just an amazing storyline.
So I guess we want to like dive a little deeper into them, and I guess Tuni has a little bit of beef when it comes to Steins Gate. I will never understand why. Like, Okabe is probably
one of the... I can tell you why.
Okay, please.
Now, bro. Right
go
now.
for it.
I watched 4 episodes, and over the course of 4 episodes, the one main thing that they did is turn a banana to goo in a microwave over 4 episodes.
But like they're trying to set up the storyline of him and like Chris, Chris.
So,
yeah, that's her name.
I know it's about time travel, right?
Yeah. So I guess you won't ever watch it because it's in your dropped list. But eventually he learns to send something called a D-mail, and like that's a mail that's like sent back in time to himself.
And
tells him to,
I've seen a couple of those.
And that's pretty much like what happens. And eventually like different like world organizations are like curious about what's happening because they realize like how powerful time travel could be, and it's like now a problem of national security, and so they go back in time, and like it's him. So
they physically go back in time.
Yeah, eventually he learns to go back in time by meeting Makise Chris, the girl with the red hair.
Yeah.
And so she's like one leading like in against time travel, and then she eventually goes towards helping Okabe learn about time travel. And then like, come on, how can you not love Mairi? She is like the sweetest thing on earth. Oh my god, she's so kind.
I have to actually agree with that so much. It's just Steins Gate, I understand it's slow for some people, right?
It's controversial. I understand that.
But it's such a great storyline, and it makes one thing you feel is like you kind of feel sorry for Okabe at so many instances.
Later on in the story, you feel really bad for him and like what he has to go through because of because of now having the power of like time travel. Also, excuse me for eating watermelon. I'm hungry.
I'm sorry for coughing so much because my throat's kind of acting up right now.
Yeah, and I guess like for me, when you look at haiku is just like this.
Oh, Haiku's like I could go on and on about Haiku. If anyone knows me, they like it trumps every other anime I've watched. And I've watched over what like 130, like easily by far one of the best animes I've
It
ever
is.
watched.
I watched like a lot of sports anime.
Mm-hmm.
I watched like what was Inazuma 11, Diamond no Ace, Major, the Ahiro no Sora. I'm reading Lock In, which is a soccer anime right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few animes that are like solid. iShield 21 in terms of sports anime. But I think the one that's really inspired a lot of people to even take up and look at volleyball nowadays is Haikyuu.
Yeah.
Bro, it's actually crazy, like the cultural effect Haiku has had, especially in Japan. Like, if you look, I don't have a specific stat on me, but if you look at the stats on when Haiku launched as an anime and compared it to like children's interest in volleyball, like there's a
No
huge
way.
spike. And
Apparently there's a huge
That's
spike.
crazy. Yeah. But like
I've actually seen like the World Championships for volleyball and the Japan team, right? Oh my god, I think it was some. I don't remember their ace. Their ace.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he is amazing. He had 4 actual service aces, I believe, in a row.
That was against Canada too.
Yeah, it was against Canada. We got owned, and I was so sad.
Man. We never said we were good at volleyball. It's okay. But like, yeah, something about Haiku is just one of those shows that like, not only does it focus on the main character, but like you fall for the whole team, bro. You understand like all their struggles. You really you feel for them. Like, what's it called? Like Kageyama, like when he like when he comes from being this guy who's like really self-centered, and he eventually
king
turns
of the court, right?
King of the court idea, right? And how much he hated that name, like that. Even the first episode when he meets Hinata, and like in the gym, he's like, "Stop calling me that," right? Like it truly like bothered him. Like he never actually wanted to be king of the court. He just wanted.
It's such a just spoiler warnings if anyone actually hasn't like watched the anime itself. But you can see also the growth of Kageyama and the whole crew really from the one who's trying. I forgot his name. The ones who's learning the float serves.
Oh, Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi and everyone really, just even the third years at that point, because you see Azuma and everyone just kind of like come to terms of what their personality is and not being afraid anymore.
No, I agree. I think a lot of casuals who really like start to get into anime don't really appreciate the sort of like storytelling behind it, because they're really looking for actions. They want the story to get into like games versus other schools like right away. But like although like they do a really good job of portraying that, it's sort of like their focus on like the characters is what really makes the anime like really like top tier, you know?
It's the whole care for these characters growths as it comes
along. It's a whole painting, right? They're not just trying to go straight towards. It's like, oh, let's fill in the edges first so we can teach people about show them the bigger picture at the end, right? And
exactly. Like
so
you learn,
really nice.
You learn about volleyball. You learn about the characters. You grow with the characters.
You're learning. The thing is with like Hinata, you're learning with him. He's a guy who has like all this raw natural talent. And now he's like learning the game of volleyball because he never had anyone to teach him. He just all through middle school, right? You saw in like flashbacks in the early seasons where he's like playing by himself, hitting up against a wall. He never had anyone to like return it back to him. Like
exactly, you see like almost a sense of like rivalry also between Kageyama and Hinata.
Oh, for sure.
Because they always try to like almost outshine each other, even through the anime. Like they always come. It's like I was the first to practice. And I'm doing this. Practice setting, spiking, all the works.
Yeah, it's a really cool storyline, and like for anyone who refuses to watch the show, Surge, make sure you watch it because
you gotta give it a chance. I think you gotta get through the first few episodes. They're kind of slow, but
it's my notion for a lot of
Tunes,
animes,
get through the first few episodes.
See, my notion for like a lot of animes when I recommend it to people is always watch either the first 6 episodes or first 3. And see how you're feeling from there. If you're intrigued by what's happening, go another 3.
I feel like that's what happened though. Is like Steins Gate is a really slow burn. Like the first 6 episodes, episodes are still like story building before you.
But
I can understand.
I think Steins Gate also is one of those older animes, right?
Mm.
It definitely
It
is.
really does build up like it's
A
more
really
story
good
based
story,
in the
but
sense
it's-
it builds up a lot of its thing. It doesn't point out everything right away.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike I would say a lot of newer animes, in my opinion, that just point out to like, oh, this is the thing, like
Yeah.
this is the thing right away, like oh, let's work on it, yada yada yada, and so on and so forth. Like
I know this is kind of random, but like you could kind of take like animes like Haiku and Steins Gate and sort of compare them to like God of High School and Tower of God, and you could
Mhm.
like compare like the pacing, and it's actually ridiculous. Like the
Ah.
amount of content they cover in like two of the newest biggest animes is like actually absurd compared to like
The slow
you know more
burn.
exactly.
more old school, more typical
Yeah.
like character driven.
What's weird though is
animes.
like Steins Gate isn't a long anime by any sense, right? So
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
exactly. That's what I'm
20
saying, like-
something episodes?
yeah,
24
But you
episodes.
can also see like how the biggest thing is like a genre difference,
Mhm.
right?
100%.
In that these action animes, right, and these more like psychological, almost thriller kind of like I don't know drama type animes,
Uh-huh.
they have a vast difference for the community and how people take them.
Like for me, like I feel like Steins Gate, like if you get to know the characters, you realize that one of them's a massive pervert. One of them's a guy who wants to be a girl. Like it's a really funny mixture of like characters that like somehow end up together over this love of like science. I don't know. It feels like old school Doctor Stone. Oh, by the way, first episode of Subs and Dubs. I didn't watch Doctor Stone. I now finished Doctor Stone. What a great anime, by the way. Just gonna put that out there.
This man fiending in like about a week or so. He's already
Yeah.
finished it.
You can ask anyone.
Oh.
I have very awkward viewing habits. I can watch entire shows in an unhealthy amount of time.
Like also speaking about like favorite animes, we
Yeah.
talked about Haikyuu here, but like I think something we have all in common here as well is Boku no Hero.
Yeah, it's
It's just like I remember Boku no Hero when it first came out manga wise, and it got serialized for like an anime or like I'm not sure what the term is, but like
Yeah.
it was really like heartwarming for like the author from what I hear.
no way.
Yeah, because it was popular, right? But
Mhm.
a lot of people thinking it's like, oh, an anime
Mm.
for this was kind of iffy. But when that first episode come up, and you can see Izuku like crying to his
Yeah.
mom, remember that? It's like I want to be a hero, and then him
It's
learning from
heartwarming,
All Might
man.
and everything. It's really inspiring, first of all, to me.
I don't know.
And I
like,
just can't wait till like
the next
lot of
season.
things happen.
Yeah. For me, yeah, these two definitely read the manga for it, and I always get mad because he always teases me that he'll spoil it for me, and like, but like I don't know, something about Boku no Hero just like it's definitely like really it hits home. Like it's such a good show. This guy who's born without like a quirk, which the rest of the world has basically, and he alone has, and then the person he admires most in the world. Finds
you know what
him
hurts
and
me the most because like it's a bit of a spoiler warning, but like
Yeah.
what happened to Lemillion, right? I think Izuku like
he felt it.
feels the pain the most
Mhm.
because he knows what it's like to be quirkless.
Yeah.
for like the longest period of time because technically he does have a quirk now.
Yeah, right. And like, I know that for like, for Deku, it's like becoming All Might is the one thing like in the world that he really wanted, and then he ended up getting it. And then
I think
there are
it's
like
come to
moments in the
point,
story. There are moments in the story where he doesn't even know what to do with like that kind of power, and it's like
exactly, and I think
he has
a
a lot to live up to as well.
You learn from like more Deku's thing, like he doesn't. He's also learning like he doesn't need to become All Might itself.
Mm-hmm.
He's forging his own path, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
in season 3 he makes like a big note about it where he's like trying to replicate All Might's punch, and then he eventually like All Might like after All Might loses all for One for All completely, where his embers are gone after he's like anyhow like he's like stop trying to like replicate me. Your love for me is what's actually holding you back, and it's like that's one of the coolest like parts, and like that was such a good way of like keeping the story fresh.
It's beautiful character development as well for thing that's like
and then also his Bakugo, like his character development is crazy good. He goes from this guy who's like, you know, self-centered, and then when he gets captured,
You see this guy who's like almost narcissistic in what he's doing.
But
He's
he's
always
just-
been put on a
yeah.
pedestal, and now that he's gone to UA, right?
Mhm.
You can see that he's been, you know, put down a notch by
Yeah,
like
100%.
Deku of all people for him,
Mhm.
who he's always bullied
Yeah,
and
the person
all
he
that.
looks down upon. The
So
Mhm.
like he definitely wants to be like he
Yeah.
wants to be the symbol of hope.
He
He
does,
wants
and
to
that's
be,
what's really cool
he's
about
like Deku.
Yeah.
He sees Deku as an obstacle for that, but like not in a harmful kind of way, almost a rivalry.
Yeah, 100%. I
With
think that's like
him,
one of the coolest things about that character.
with him, like that's what it is. It's like my two favorite characters from like actually like the this latest season are like Red Riot, and actually Red Riot was an amazing character, especially with the Fat Gum scene.
The Fat Gum
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
It's just like I won't give up this time. It's gonna work, and he's just taking the blows constantly, and
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
like I'm like fuck yes.
Bro, he goes so hard, and he refuses to quit, and like that's like one of his coolest things is that it's not that he has like this quirk that's like his quirk's based on his like motivation, and it's like no matter he has like this iron will basically, and I think that's a cool thing about him.
For sure.
And I guess what else do we have that rounds mine off? As Naruto, I guess Naruto is just because
Naruto,
it's one
I
of the
think,
first
is
things.
all around like very good anime,
Yeah,
right? I think most people like give Naruto a good chance when they're younger,
Mhm.
but it's harder for an older audience now.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
Naruto Shippuden,
yeah,
on the other hand, if you go straight to that without any like
Mm-hmm.
context, a lot of people are okay with it to
Mhm.
some degree. It's just a lot of people don't understand why Naruto goes to such degrees for like everyone in that anime, like how he grew
Yeah.
up and everything.
So for me, I watched Naruto like a year ago, pretty much, and for me, Naruto the first like Naruto the first couple like 200 or 300 episodes, that was okay. Like there's a lot of filler, and like I think that's one of my knocks against Naruto is that because it's such a long anime, they had to have time for them to draw it out, and so they have to use filler scenes,
Yeah.
arcs. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes early Naruto annoys me. Like he's just kind of like whiny and like he's I don't know. But like towards Shippuden, like it's just so good. And the final
You
final
see the
arc,
growth, like
you see his growth, right?
exponential.
And I
No,
think
see,
is
my preference is like the other way around. I definitely prefer part 1 Naruto to part 2 Naruto or
What?
Shippuden,
Oh,
just because
wow.
like you talk about seeing growth, but you're comparing it from like when he's a teenager to like when he's a kid. But if you actually look at like part 1 Naruto from the start to like where he finishes and he fights Sasuke, like you could see like his progression from like being a little lonely kid like swinging on the swings by himself all the
Mhm.
way to having like a bunch of people that'll like fight and support him.
He has the
Yeah.
Leaf Village now, kind
Yeah,
of thing
exactly,
almost.
exactly. Yeah.
That's true. I guess there's that. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's also like this progression of him like becoming what he set out to do from like the very like early Naruto. I will become Hokage, and like
Yeah.
he finally like lives out that like goal. And I think that was like that's one like the animes like that really punched home that hey, we're gonna do exactly what we set out to do, which was
Yeah.
a really cool way of ending theirs.
Mhm.
And I guess to finish off like my top 5, it goes Diamond No Ace. I believe me.
Yeah, I
All
have
three
this
of
one as
us
well.
have it within like
Our anime list
somewhere,
is like
yeah.
9 or 10s.
yeah, and
Yeah.
It is straightforward, I think, really. Just
Yeah.
a great anime.
something about like Asian like he goes from this like again really similar thing to Hinata, like raw talent, but now he's been put in a system where he has to. And again, I'm not very knowledgeable about baseball itself, but the anime really like educates you on it, right? And like it makes you more like interested in the sport of baseball, and they do a really good job of like bringing you up to speed and trying to figure out what different positions do and why they're important and why this kind of why this kind of why this kind of like pitching style is important for left-handed versus right-handed, etc. And the
I
character-
think it's just like Haiku, where it's sort of like it's an anime that focuses on character development. Like, sure, so Mura's like a really good like main character, but when I like look at the show, I also like Furia. I also like their captain, Miyuki. Like, they add so much depth to like all these different characters, and it's an entire like baseball team, so it's not like 5 characters. It's like
Yeah.
it's like over like
Mhm.
12, and there's the first string, there's the second string, there's like
Yeah, and you get to know all of them, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like not even including like their rivals, you know, like
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. It's like
Oh my
a
god,
big
what's
thing.
his name?
A big thing, like I like think these sports animes that are really just doing is just
What's his
the
name?
whole, like-
Daiki?
is it Daiki? I think it's all.
Daichi? The guy
think so.
who's a monster at home runs. What's his name?
oh their captain, like from the first season? Oh,
Raichi.
Raichi.
There we go.
Raichi.
There you go, Raichi. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude,
That
he is
guy's
an absolute
monster.
unit, and he's like
Mhm.
such a cool. His character development's interesting too, right? Him and his dad.
Mhm.
And see, like that's what the show does, though. It doesn't even focus necessarily on the team, like the main story team. It focuses
Yeah.
on their rivals and like
Bro, it
the
gives
kind-
backstories for like everyone, like even
yeah,
Narmi May, I think his name is, like
May.
the #1 pitcher in like
the pitcher from the
entire
team.
like
Yeah,
high school like scene.
Mhm.
Like his storyline of like, you know, trying to like play with all his friends from like middle school or whatever, but Miyuki leaving to go to I forget their school name, but going
Psycho?
oh, Sato, yeah, going to
Sato.
Sato to
See,
like
there we go.
really be on his own. Like it adds so much depth to like each person's
Oh, this is
character.
making me want to rewatch the anime though.
Oh,
Now.
it's
Oh.
on my rewatch list. It's on my rewatch list. It's so good.
It's just like these are the animes like Boku no Hero, Haikyuu, Diamond no Ace.
Mhm.
For me, that's also the same with like JoJo, right?
hmm
Those are just so much like rereading, rewatching kind of things
Mhm.
because it has such an expansive kind of story
hmm
that has like rereadability or rewatchability. It's just like each time you watch it, it's like you feel the same thing. It just doesn't
Mhm.
kind of get lost with you.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you kind of almost, I'm like, you almost kind of try to understand each character better each time.
Mm. So I have one more gripe. It's Toonie and Classroom of the Elite.
Wait.
I can't justify that
Bro,
being a
Classroom
top
is
5.
so good.
Okay.
I'll tell you one reason why it's in my top
Mhm.
5.
Okay.
Just because of the main character is so like well written. It is
Oh,
absurd, bro.
he is so well written because of like I'm so curious about him and like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody like I'm done a
Oh,
season and I like
Oh,
I feel like I know nothing about him, but
But
there are
you know.
definitely things I do know.
Kiyotaka,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Kyo, yeah, and then there's Suzune, that's the main
That's
girl.
the female, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like
Um,
towards the end of the season, spoiler alert for this show because it's a little bit older, but still, it's not as much watched as like the main few that we've just talked about. Like at the end where you see him in that classroom, like with the all white, and like I guess he
Yeah.
went to like some special school,
Yeah.
and he's just like his only goal is to win. Like he's insane. Like
Mhm.
So about the show, it's basically like gaining points to what is it to like not
to
level up, but
upgrade classes. So
yeah.
you're in
Yeah,
class
because
D.
you're
Yeah.
you're put into like a system
Yeah.
that has a point-based system. Like if you score in this, you're in D class. Like
Yeah.
in sense what he did, kind of thing. You remember?
Yeah.
But like
And the goal is to get to like the highest class
Yeah.
possible, right?
Yeah.
It's a really good watch. I was surprised that you put it in your top 5, especially
I
like
think-
the way it ended. Like I feel like there's so much that needs to be said, and they refuse to put out a new season. Like
I mean, hopefully one
Mm.
day, man. But just like the character progression was actually insane. Like
Uh,
we like from the
mhm.
like start to like the second to last episode, like we think he's just like going along like for a ride or whatever. You know, you
Yeah.
think he's just like going with the flow, but in the very last episode, it
you
like
catch his real like intention.
yeah, you kind of catch his
Yeah.
motives. You kind of understand that like he's doing everything for a reason and for a purpose, right? And it's not
Mhm.
like oh, but the biggest thing for me was the I'm so excited about this. But yeah, the biggest thing for me was over the course of like 23 episodes or whatever, he develops like a really good friendship with the main girl, and then in
Yeah.
the very last
He
episode,
just says
yeah, in a monologue, he says, "I've been doing this for myself."
so.
like,
Yeah, like,
like
Mhm.
and that's how the show ends pretty much.
yeah,
And you're just like
yeah.
you're like, wait, what just
exactly.
happened?
Yeah, that's the exact expression you get.
You're like,
It's like when shows like do that, it's just like I
Wait,
need
just
more.
so-
You can't just leave me like
Exactly.
you
that.
can't leave me like this. And then It's been 3 years now, and we haven't seen anything.
Don't remind me.
But I think I was talking to TJ, and he said that he read the manga for this, and it was actually really fascinating.
Oh, I read the light novel.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna give any spoilers.
Yeah, I do not want to be.
You said it was really good though. But you said it was.
I
really
never
good.
know if it's gonna be like animated again, because I don't know how it really works at this point. Because like, it's been like 10 years, and then fucking Code Geass got a movie for God's sakes. And then it's like, I just don't know anymore.
So I guess we should go to TJ's. He's a little bit more old school than Toonie and I.
Oh,
but,
me.
Yeah,
So,
me and Toonie have done
I
most
guess,
of
yeah,
ours.
you could say I'm a bit more old school with my anime choices. It's just mostly because these animes left a big impact on how I feel about a lot of things. I guess. Neon Genesis, I shouldn't be saying that because the creator actually made it while he was super depressed. Yeah, but it's probably one of the best animes you can watch psychologically, and it will fuck you up. Like, no, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's like, holy shit, this will make you sad, but you will still call Shinji a bitch.
So wait, what's it about? Because I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. Right?
Let's say it's pretty much like it's biblical almost.
Okay.
Right, and they use biblical terms. I don't know. Let me just Google a summary, because that's the best way I can do it. I can't really put it into words.
I guess while you're searching that up, for my I have honorary mentions, and I have
me too.
I have Love Is War, which is, oh my god, I just love that show so much. And I also have Sakura So No Pet No Kajo. Kanajo? Sorry.
Kanajo,
I don't know, that whole show made I cried my eyes out towards the end of that show.
What's the thing? Sakura So's Pets or something is the translation or something?
I think the pet girl of Sakura, so that's
yeah. Oh, I found the bio.
Alright, go for it. Yeah.
Evangelion is set 15 years after a worldwide cataclysm.
The
protagonist is Shinji, who's a teenage boy recruited by his father to a weird organization called Nerve.
Okay.
To pilot a giant biomechanical robot called Evangelion. To combat something called angels. The series pretty much explores ways that Nerve tries to prevent angels from causing more cataclysms, but you can see a lot more biblical things happen.
Okay.
Jewish, Christian, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's insane. It's like, you could see how bad, mentally, Shinji gets screwed up by everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a mind fuck and a half.
Yeah, and then I guess the only other three I know on yours would be Clanad, and then JoJo.
Okay, Clanad's just,
everyone says it just makes you sad.
It's Clanad and Clanad After Story, right? Clanad, you'll get this is heartwarming, and it literally just is Clanad After Story. That's when shit gets.
That's where it gets you, huh?
I put a lot of dark stuff kind of on mine, I guess. I just noticed this.
No, Boku no Hero makes it up for it. That's okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. But Clanad After Story is dark in its own right, but it's also it's kind of it puts you in a realistic stance of how things could be in a kind of worldview almost. This is a possibility. It's hold what you hold dear tight kind of thing.
Okay.
Almost with family, especially. That's how I kind of saw it.
That's pretty cool.
And with just JoJo has I got recommended to that by JoJo by my friend, right? Who I first watched JoJo through Crunchyroll, and I thought it was weird at first, right? But as I went through, I'm rooting for these characters to be holy shit, he's so fucking cool, kind of thing. It's overly flamboyant almost at times, you could say, but it's a wonderful thing. And Araki, the author, doesn't age.
Okay,
he is immortal.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I don't know. He didn't change appearance for 30 years somehow. Okay,
that's pretty cool.
I think he's 50.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You have a lot of animes that I want to get around to watching, but I'm still trying to get through
God,
all.
He's 60 years old.
Yeah, that's actually absurd for like a manga like writer.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess like that's kind of stuff like I want to get into, but like right now I'm still kind of like trying to sift through.
It's
Like I'm still
better
trying to.
to ease your way into or then just force your way into the end kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so, right? You try to find things that are like,
Mhm.
for the most part,
you find
yeah.
what you like and what you want to watch. Because
Yeah.
me personally, we were talking about honorary mentions earlier.
Mhm.
This is something one of my closest friends
Yeah.
actually recommended to me. Flip flappers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He described it to me as first. Hey, you want to get like, hey, you want to go take an acid trip without taking acid? I'm just like, what?
Oh,
And it was an amazing anime. Great
Yeah.
character development. It's like 13, 12 episodes, and the music for that series is on point.
no way.
It's just amazing.
So right now I'm showing everyone, like, if you're looking at right now, we have flip flappers, so it's Kokamine, Papika. Are these the characters here?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
right
look
now I'm just
that-
showing it. Yeah.
My anime list, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the My Anime list of all the characters. And then like you look over here. It's got like a 7.71, which is still like a really good anime.
It's very like it's not known by a lot of people, honestly speaking.
So it's ranked popularity. There's still a lot of people that watch it. Like it has 100,000 members here on My Anime list. It's an average. So Kokona is an average middle schooler living with her grandmother, and she has yet to decide a goal to strive for. Soon met a strange girl named Papika, who invites her to an organization called Flip Flap. So then I guess that's what makes it pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool show. It looks really, really vibrant. I don't know, like
the color scheme
Yeah.
in this
I guess that's
is-
like something for me. Like,
is amazing. It's just the art style and
Mhm.
everything for how it is so vibrant and it's lovable almost in a stance.
that's cool.
Mhm.
I'll have to get around to it. Like I said, there's so many. So I guess that pretty much finishes off our favorite animes. I hope you guys learned about us. We're not very interesting people, but I mean,
Oh no.
I mean this is us, and I
Mhm.
mean, for the most part, like, I think that was a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, yeah, I guess next off I guess we kind of like a slight transition, like in between anime niches and faves and dislikes. We are gonna do what we're currently watching.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll let Toonie go off with that. Currently watching or reading, I
Currently
guess.
watching. Okay, well, I could go on ages about reading, but
Mm-hmm.
watching Ahiru no Sora, the basketball anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently like 14, 15 episodes in. I think it's got around 30 episodes out right now, so I'm kind of grinding through that one. I'm
Mhm.
also watching ReZero. What else? ReZero. I'm rewatching Haiku again. Don't ask me
Of
why,
course.
but I am.
It's worth it though.
It's
Oh,
just that
it's
good.
so
It's
good.
worth it.
It makes me smile. Like every time I watch it, I'm always just like a big grin across my face.
Yeah. So
Um,
ReZero, Snafu. So basically, all of like this like season's current animes, like
The
God
mainstream
of High
ones as
School,
well.
SAO. Yeah, basically just the mainstream ones. I'm pretty sure you guys are watching the same thing, but
I'm more or less watching the same mainstream ones like
Yeah.
ReZero, Snafu, God of High School, Sword Art. But my
yeah, I believe
preference
that's
is
all.
usually just to binge after everything's done.
Mm-hmm.
So because I have no patience with just waiting, so I have to binge.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I was just waiting for Decadence because I heard that's decent,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna actually binge that after. Other than that, rewatching, I'm gonna rewatch Diamond No Ace after this.
oh right.
Definitely watching that.
Um,
And I usually have like a yearly tradition where I rewatch something called Vandred.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
For me, I just finished watching Takagi-san Teasing Master. That was on Toonie's recommendation. And so first season I kind of like it's like a 7.9 for me. Like first season, but then second season was just so heartwarming and like their
Yeah.
relationship was so cute. And then like, spoiler alert again. Like we're gonna be doing. I'm just gonna put a big old spoiler on this entire episode, but when they're at the summer festival and like when he finally holds her hand for the first time with like any fear, and it's like it was the cutest thing ever. Like
So I will give you just a little bit of thing. They made a manga where they're all grown up.
Oh, yep.
what?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's no way. I might have to go read.
I've been reading that one too, bro.
I-
That was pretty
It's-
good too.
So my friend calls like heartwarming things that are
Yeah.
like super slice of life heartwarming is Kino.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Kino for sure, bro.
It's super Kino. I love that. It's just super relaxing.
Is it
to
fan
watch,
service?
Heartwarming.
Is it like just hard fan service or?
No, I don't. It's sort of like the current series that you were watching, but
Mhm.
just like I don't know if I should because
No,
there's one aspect that's different about it.
No. You need to actually pick up the
yeah.
first chapter if
Yeah,
need
and
be,
read it for yourself.
and you will understand
Um,
what we mean.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I'm watching all the other like the fall. Is this fall or summer? The summer 2020
I think
shows
it's
pretty
summer.
much.
Yeah.
And I'm
Summer.
also like I'm like still keeping up with Black Clover. I guess that's one thing to add on there.
Mm-hmm.
I really shouldn't be. Just everyone. I'm just letting you guys know this. Don't watch Black Clover right now. What a oh god.
Central right now, bro.
It is. It's a problem. Anyhow, I'm also watching Maid Sama, so that's
Great show.
I'm enjoying it a lot. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I am. I think I'm like
How you feel about
8.
Usui?
I love him, bro. He's hilarious. I think he's like, you know, he's like he is the guy, right? I am that guy. He's like that cool guy who
Yeah.
Mhm.
but like there's also like, you know, it's like this side of him who's like really super caring for her and like verging on stalkerish, but it's cute, like, and like you can see her like slowly changing, and like recently she just like she was like offered to go to a really fancy high school.
Oh,
That
you're
was
on that part.
and so like and then he saved her from the president of that student council because he was like a serious creep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was that was pretty cool. And yeah, I think that pretty much like gets rid of all of my like what I'm watching at the moment. TJ, yeah, I think you're done too,
Oh,
right?
wait, I have one more.
Go for it. I think you did TJ's.
Shokugeki no Soma, the final season.
Oh,
Yeah. For
Okay.
anyone who doesn't know, it's a cooking anime called Food Wars,
Food Wars.
which basically focuses on a few students that go to like one of the best cooking schools in like the country.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I believe in the anime stance they put it as like the world kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like one of the
Okay.
best schools in the world for like culinary. But yeah, besides that, it's on to its final season. So I don't know if I should really say much without
Not yet,
spoiling.
but
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's a big thing. It's just
I haven't seen it yet. That's the only reason he's not allowed to talk about it.
I can't say much for like what I'm watching a lot of the time because I read a lot of my
Yeah, for
stuff.
sure. Go for what you read, man. I don't mind.
For what I read, oh dude, I'm just reading Black Clover and like Boku no Hero, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu no Kaisen, all those stuff that are coming up, which I'm very hyped for. One thing is Chainsaw Man,
Mhm.
because I love that. I love the art style, the weird demographic it's kind of having with everybody.
Mhm.
The stupidity of the main character is not something to be mad about,
Mhm.
but something to enjoy, kind
Ah,
of thing.
I
I
like
love
that.
that how it is. But you guys will see something called Jujutsu no Kaisen.
Mhm.
It is an action kind of oriented anime. That's
Mhm.
kind of my niche with things. And I would say look forward to that one, and I give it a try.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much covers up what we're watching / reading. And I think we're gonna head over to our next topic, which is anime niches. I think we should start off with our good friend Toonie here. I've noticed a
yes.
very interesting trend in Toonie's anime recommendations that he gives me.
Let's hear it.
There's a lot of harem.
All right, for like our casual viewers, what is defined as a harem or harem?
The pronunciation is up for discussion, but
sure.
it's where the main character, usually a guy, sometimes a girl. Actually, I think sometimes the girl has a large group of individuals who who they're like, who like them or who are interested in
Potential
them.
dating partners.
Yeah, there we go.
Is the
That's
way I would put it.
thank you.
But
That's
yes, I won't lie, bro. I love
Actually, harem actually was mostly towards the guy. It's
Yeah.
reverse harem if it's for the,
I see.
the girls.
So there's
TJ's
that.
got experience in that.
There
too,
we go.
bro.
TJ.
I watched too many animes not to know.
So I guess that, and it seems so. I mean, I guess the first example would be quintessential quintuplets, right?
By far, number 5
Yeah.
on my top 5 list. By far, like one of like the best animes I've ever watched. Just like, I don't know how to put this, but when I first started watching anime, like, I watched Nisekoi, which is a harem basically. And
It's
that
up
sort of
there.
like got me okay.
No. I said it's. I don't know if it's a harem. I don't know.
Oh no, I think
I believe it is a harem in their contracts that a lot of
Yeah.
females are actually go vying for this
Yeah.
one man's
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
No, but the thing I
yeah.
love about like the specific niche, it's just like you never know how it's gonna turn out, bro. Like every other like no, hear me out.
Yeah,
Because
I
this
do.
is
No,
a-
I'm listening. I'm paying attention.
Every other like shonen battle like action anime, you know how it's gonna end, bro. He's
Yeah.
gonna go train for like 20 months. He's gonna get strong. He's gonna lose to his first villain. He's gonna get a power up.
I will bring that up later again. Watch.
He's
When we're
gonna go
talking about
to
action
the
anime.
end, and then he's gonna have to go train for another 20 months, level up, and the process repeats, bro. But with this, you don't know what's gonna happen, bro. Is he gonna get with this girl? Is he gonna get this girl? Is he gonna even get with a girl, bro? Like, how's it gonna end?
My guy, you're treating these women like they're like a mystery now, apparently.
It is basically. You don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
What
Am I wrong?
It's more like your favorite isn't harem, it's mystery.
It might be. They're basically mystery / harem.
No.
I've lost full.
Okay, Casey. I have recommended you how many animes, bro?
A lot. Most of my anime recommendations come from you.
How many of them are harem?
Okay, I may give you a little too much shit, but like it's not that many, but like a few of them are, and they're all really good. I haven't
They're
had
good, I'm telling
I haven't
you.
had like a bad experience with them.
But the other thing with it is most of those like types of animes are also slice of life animes.
Yeah, they
and
are.
For anyone who doesn't know what a slice of life anime is, it's just something like, I don't want to say realistic, but something like
It's not.
school
I wouldn't say
oriented.
it's realistic. I would say it's just something like in the day of this
Yeah.
person's life.
Mm.
Something super
It's something
chill.
not like super unrealistic in some
Yeah.
what animes do. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be. It's supposed to simulate real life in some way. It's just a
Yeah.
day in a life of this person.
I like that.
as
Yeah,
they-
I think that's a great way
as
to
they
put
do
it.
their
It's
daily
also something
routines.
like relatable, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not something outlandish like that like most other mainstream animes like would represent or show, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna hunt demons suddenly.
Yeah, I guess so. We've done harem. We've done. I guess
I can
next
tell you another one of my
there's
personal
slice of
favorites.
life. Then I'm a big fan of shonen. I guess that's shonen. How would you describe shonen?
Shonen
TJ?
shoujo, I believe. That's
Yeah. So
the
how
thing.
how do you describe that? It's action, right?
Okay, my biggest problem with shonen and shoujo is like Black Clover, DBZ, and a lot of like things do
Mhm.
this. The training sequences,
Bro,
and
yeah.
as we mentioned, this was actually my biggest peeve and things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want there sitting there to be watching Naruto for 15 episodes to learn the Rasen Shuriken.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I like that's legit what happened with him in the waterfall
Mhm.
sequence. Him in Sage mode. Like same with like Asta in a sense. It's
Wait,
like
don't
it
disrespect
took
Sage
3
mode.
to 5 episodes
Mm-hmm.
for him to just like, yeah, I can do this.
I feel
No,
that.
but that's definitely like a issue that a lot of animes have. It's sort of like that cycle I mentioned before, you know?
I feel like it's a
Where it's just,
balancing
like-
act, though. It needs to be
No,
a balancing act of
It
like.
definitely is, but like there comes a point where like enough like there's too much of it, you know?
Like, yeah, I guess like for example, Naruto, 15 episodes. I know you're being like hyperbolic about it, but like there are times that it feels like 15 episodes that you've just watched where he's been sitting trying to cut a waterfall in half, like, and
It's
Yeah, that's
it-
exactly it.
so
that's
much.
so it's
though.
hard. And like right now, I think Black Clover is right there where he's having a training sequence. I think I was a little bit spoiled in hearing that he gets a lot buff. He gets really Asta gets really buff, like from this point
Mhm.
before he fights the
Spade?
Spade Kingdom. There we go. Yeah, before he fights the Spade Kingdom's devil.
My man Asta
So-
was always Jack though.
Yeah, Asta's
That's true.
built correct. Yeah, because remember he's like, I'm gonna trade my body, and like that was his
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
It's just so odd because with niches, it's just
but
like
yeah,
we have like the niche of the Deres, right? A lot of
Mhm.
times, and I think too, and you can actually do that with quintessential quintuplets because those
Mhm.
represent what the Dere kind of thing, like Tsundere,
Mhm.
Kudere, Dere, all those stuff. It's like shy but violent, shy doesn't speak, kind of like that kind of niche for like
okay.
these girls and harems and like romance animes especially.
They'll have a different like version.
Like they'll have
of
most
it.
of the time they'll be like dead on. Oh yeah, they fit this niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's
so-
kind of it's kind of hard to see a lot of the time. That's something different from.
I guess like you can
like
get
romance or
super.
anime.
I feel like we can get super meta into it, but like
Mhm.
like there's obviously the typical, the romance, the comedy, the action, the sport. I guess sports and other.
Oh, it just
Yeah,
happened.
But then there's like these really niche ones.
Like,
There's like the ecchi stuff, which is like definitely not for me. But
okay, a big thing with that is anime is I think really tries to play on to. Oh yes, look at this big titty girl.
yeah,
Oh, but I don't want to see big titty girls sometimes, man.
yeah. Like sometimes they go a
actually
little.
I want
But
story
sometimes
because, like,
I feel like some of it's kind of funny when they add it to the story.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah,
done
that's the thing.
tastefully, I like it. But
I think the one that kind of does it like plays on with it really well is not. I'm gonna lie, High School DxD.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I knew I was gonna say that, but like hear me out here. Here's the thing. Literally, like it's a niche of yes, fan service, right?
yeah.
Yes, fan service powers him too, though.
Wait, it powers him? What in the world? And like,
Exactly. He sees titties, he gets stronger.
there's no way. Is that his actual power?
Yes. Like, dude, the girl he likes. There was a whole scene where her tits were about to get smaller, and he goes fucking full on Kaioken times like 500.
There's
And he's
no
like,
way.
fuck this shit.
I can't.
His special
That's too
move is
far.
called Dress Break, bro. It strips the enemy.
Casey's face, dude.
There's no. That
He
is.
uses it. But he uses it sometimes
TJ.
on men, and he horribly uses it.
Well, I don't know what
TJ,
to say.
Sir,
Well,
you're,
it's to get rid of the armor most of the time.
You're
Not
in
gonna
too
lie.
deep.
Okay,
bro.
that's fair. That's fair.
TJ, you're in too deep.
What? What? DXD? Not at all. Not at all. To be truthful,
Yeah.
I think the anime really just played too much into fan service. Some
Mhm.
animes that I've read that gone into anime or manga from light novel or so,
Mhm.
they kind of just play onto fan service a bit too much, and
Mhm.
that's become like a personal problem. Like I don't really like seeing that because
Mm.
like I don't want to see titties in the first 5 seconds every single time. Like especially with DxD because I read it like
Mhm.
the light novel, right?
It definitely.
I
isn't
understand
like
there's
that.
supposed to be even etchy scenes in they simulate that in the light
Mhm.
novel, but to the extent that the anime does it, it's like, oh
Mhm.
my god, they're naked like half the time, more than half the episode. I just
Mhm.
okay.
So does that hit to your favorite or to your like dislikes? I guess
It's
that's.
kind of my dislikes now because like
Mm.
too much fan service and over sexualizing characters is a problem.
Mm.
Really,
I guess for me, like the harem is like I'm neutral on that one. Shonen is definitely a favorite. Sport favorite. Comedy
I
favorite.
just can't like
Slice of
anime
life.
anymore.
Slowly, slice of life. Slowly,
Watch
slice of
the
life has
Shadows.
become like
Slice
slowly.
of Life
Have
is
become
fucking
favorites. Like
Oh, dude.
I was kind of like indifferent about them, but like they're really like they're really down to earth, and I think that's what I like about them.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you watched Silent Voice, Kimi no Nawa.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, those play beautifully.
Bro,
in
it's-
there.
It talks about like real issues too, you know, like
Yeah,
Silent Voice like was all
Silent
about
Voice.
bullying, bro. Like
Mm.
all
Silent
about
Voice.
bullying, its effects, bro, and like sort of like
Mhm.
growing up, you know, like and dealing with
Mhm.
your actions.
It's
But,
like dealing
Yeah,
with your
man.
own actions and consequences and
Okay.
moving forward to what you want.
yeah.
Just with harem personally, I just can't look at the harem category
No, bro, you
normally
gotta
anymore
find the right one. TJ,
because I've watched Infinite Stratos
okay, well, see, you did it to yourself,
and
bro.
Data Live.
I don't know what to tell. What Casey's watched Data Live.
Yeah,
What?
and yeah, I can see. I hate that motherfucker. I hate that motherfucker.
Oh god.
I'm sorry for swearing so much, but
It's okay. You're passionate.
just-
That's the
it's
problem.
just like the main protagonist of the
Mhm.
two series for Infinite Stratos and Data Live. Oh god, I don't know if they're being dense or stupid most of the time. And
Mhm.
honestly speaking, it's just like, yes, I will help you. It's just being so goody two shoes that I hate it.
No.
Infinite Shadows, he was just a dense. He was just dense.
Hmm.
Oh, God.
Any other? There's like some really weird ones, like the lolly stuff. Like that's just a little. There we go. That hits the dislike button for me. That one goes too far. Like I don't know. I guess that's West. I guess that's the difference
people
between
play into like the lolly character, but like as like someone growing up kind of thing as a child.
But I feel like I guess like it's the difference between cultures though. Like I guess that's like a definite culture thing. Like here in the like Western culture, that's really weird to us. But I guess it's not as weird over there. I'm not too sure. Like I'd definitely love to go to Japan one day. That's definitely one thing.
I would want to go there as a tourist, definitely.
Yeah, I guess that also concludes the niches, phase, and dislikes. Anything to add, Tunes?
No, I think we covered most of it.
And I guess that leads us on to like the big section of our show, which is the anime review for the week. For the this is the bi-weekly. Yeah, there we go. So that's about 2 to 3 episodes that have passed for most of these shows. I know we've touched on God of High School's first episode, and since then 2 new episodes have come out, and I want to hear your opinion on it.
I think I could start off with this.
Yeah, please.
Episode. So,
I got cue cards ready.
so basically, we've seen episode 1, and we, over the span of the 2 weeks, episode 2 and 3 came out, and episode 2, bro, it was so slow. Well, it wasn't slow, but nothing really happened to progress the storyline. Like I remember in the very first episode of Subs No Dubs, we talked about their pacing issues, where it's like a whole bunch of stuff was happening at once. Like we just got thrown into this tournament, but episode 2, bro, it was like nothing happened until the very end of the episode.
I personally like converse with a lot of webtoon readers for what it is, and we go back to the anime and how it is, right? And I do agree with you. The pacing and everything is a problem. Yeah. It's also the fact that the only thing that was actually very notable in that episode was Mira Yu actually having some character development on who she is and what she wants.
Yeah, learning her backstory a bit.
And the same could be said in episode 3 with Hande.
Yeah, wow, that was him and his guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you only see like good action or good like what it is, like how the episode is really just not as lackluster, more or less from the middle end kind of thing. When Jin Mori kind of interferes with a fight with if you haven't seen these episodes, please do like take into consideration watching these animes because they are solid animes, and please support like the production companies behind them as well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The overall episode for episode 2 was not as exciting as I would say about 3.
Yeah, I think the same thing goes for me.
3 as well.
What did you guys give episode 2 a 3?
Yeah, I would give it a 3.
I would agree with Tuni because like 3.
Bro, it's like you said, TJ. Nothing really happened until Jin interfered in the
fight, right? And even then, I guess there was no repercussions at it as well, right?
Because
I feel like giving it 3 is a bit harsh because like you get some backstory, but.
But that's
it might be a 5.
Character,
like it's definitely not. It wasn't a good episode. It's not
trying to find her sword, bro.
Yeah. That wasn't like really good like backstory or like.
It's just
that was in the webtoon. That was actually like 3-4 pages, kind of.
Oh,
and
so
that was
wasn't
almost half the episode.
So see, the pacing. I guess so you're just having trouble pacing right now, and I guess I'd give it a 5. It was hit or miss. I guess like Did I like it? Not really. Was it awful? Not really. But it is what it is. Like you gotta yeah, exactly. But go ahead.
Yeah, for episode 3, I think that's like a completely different story.
That might be like a 9.
But the one thing for me, like before I give ratings, the one thing for me that stood out for episode 3 was the use of magic, bro. Like I did not entering this anime, I did not expect any magic, any like.
Are you talking about near the end of the episode?
Yeah, near the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I will give you guys a little hint on something.
Okay.
It's literally called The God of High School.
Yeah, I guess I could have taken that hint.
You've seen how in the point bar it says GOP.
Yeah.
God of Power. I don't
It's
know.
it was GP mostly.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be God points, and it's a rating between like it's a
Oh,
concept within the anime,
but
Mhm.
in
and
the
I will because a big thing I've
Mhm.
talked about is like in the end episode you can see with Jin
Mhm.
Mori, it's kind of this weird flashback that's happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to. I think that's really fast of how they introduced that actually, but compared to a
Okay.
webtoon reader. For you guys, you can see like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a webtoon reader, that's like, wow, they're showing this already. That's
Is
wow,
that deep?
it's deep.
Like it's a big
Okay.
plot point.
It's literally his whole character kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess for me, like what the episode 3 really brought to the table was them saying that he is his like that the
Oh, his
host the
backstory
host
or
the host of the competition, the guy who has the power to like stomp islands down, like he's like, oh,
Mark
this
Mujin,
is
right?
yeah, that's Thing's grandson. What's
Jin
his name?
Taejin.
Taejin's grandson.
Wait, that's his grandson? The dude who smashed the island?
no.
Oh, okay.
I think the guy who smashed the island down.
Jin Mori's grandfather is Jin Taejin, and Park Mujin
Mujin is like
has something against him in a sense.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
From what I can tell,
okay,
right?
so
Yeah.
so and then he said that I'm never gonna never take your eyes off of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think it's really cool because I'm a huge fan of Jin. Like I think his character is really fascinating, but Han's character was like, TJ said that Han's his favorite character, and like after seeing last week, like recent episode, I'm like, man, I really like Han. Like I his
backstory was great.
Yeah, his
Oh,
motivation, motivation for wanting to be in this competition is starting to make sense. And then those guys like bullying him while he was doing his job cleaning. Like I felt that, bro. I used to work in cleaning too, and it's like, dude, if anyone ever did that to me, and like I don't know if like the kind of composure he had not to.
Bro, I don't even think that part hit me the most. It was just the part with him and his friend who has like cancer out of
Yeah, I couldn't tell what
or
it
like
was.
some sort of
I
disease,
believe,
right?
I believe it's leukemia.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's very progressed into like late stage leukemia. Though.
Yeah, something like him fighting for like his friend or whatever. Like
Mhm.
that's what really like made me enjoy his character so much more. You know, like we finally got some backstory on like one of the main characters at least.
And that felt like real backstory. It felt like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
equals this.
My problem with like the Go and how they've done it, everything so far is Mirai deserved a bit more of who she is
Mhm.
and what she's striving for, because it kind of just played off as, oh, she lost her sword, here's who she is.
Oh,
But Hande's fighting. I forgot.
it's for her dad's honor, though, isn't it? Like,
It's for her dad's honor, right? But like,
and to keep the
you
tradition.
you can see that she's also there's a bit more to it per
Okay.
se. I would have to say.
Yeah. So I guess for
And
me,
they
like when I
kind
saw
of
it,
skimp
yeah.
on her, which makes me kind of sad personally, because I think
Okay.
she's a great character.
yeah, like her
But
and her
you can see
sword
the
art that
discrepancy
she has.
between
so,
like the
The
backstories
two
though.
characters. No, that's actually a really good point because when we brought up episode 2, like her backstory is like so forgettable because they spend the majority
Yeah.
of it, like you said, on the sword, looking in the water or whatever, right? Like I almost forgot about like her and like the relationship with her father or like uncle or whatever, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's crazy like what like they decide to like invest time in.
But like I am super excited for Jin. Like I want to know more about him. I want to know what that like that like ghost or whatever the supernatural being was, because the way that the guy like stopped the
I
fight,
believe it's a scene where his eyes are cross hatched or so.
like his, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a staff and everything and all
Mhm.
that.
So is Jin like one of those beings? Is that kind of like the thing? This is
I'm not
me
gonna
like
say
guess.
anything.
This is me guessing.
Okay,
But like I feel like he has like some supernatural.
Let me hear both your opinions on what you think.
I think
Jin.
Jin has some like connection to these supernatural beings, and that like he has one in him, and like it'll eventually show out like later in the story, and that's why the guy was trying to feed him
The
guy was
fruits or
the
whatever.
fruits, like the magical fruits. Bear with me. I haven't read the web too.
I see now. I'm like, is this a magical eggplant though? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, I found that really weird because
Yeah.
in the webtoon, he just gave him a peach,
Oh,
like one single
Okay.
peach.
I guess they paid homage to it.
Kind of do that, yeah.
They did
Yeah,
hint
but
that
like,
the peach
it's
was
like,
the.
yeah, here's the fruit. He tossed it to him. That never happened. Jinmori, I think, found the peach and he just ate it.
Ah.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
in a drawer.
Well, I guess this one made a little bit more sense to me though. Like you just give him a whole fruit basket and just to see what would
But
happen.
in the webtoon, I think he wasn't supposed to even eat it in the first place.
Oh,
So like him purposely giving
Okay.
that, it's just kind of like, oh,
it's
Yeah.
a different take. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a small. I don't. I think that's.
I
don't
think it's
know
a
if
wonderful take though.
Yeah,
Honestly
it's an
speaking,
interesting take
it's
in my
going its own
opinion.
path.
But like his fight, that guy like having that mental breakdown and he's like unable to fight anymore was kind of like whoa.
Oh, my big problem with like how they displayed his
Yeah.
taekwondo
Oh.
is kind of weird because like his triple kick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bro. There's some things about the animation that I genuinely don't like, dude.
What is
Like,
it like?
especially with the fight, because like TJ said with the triple kick, like he jumps in the air and he kicks 3 times.
And
Yeah,
it just
then he, like-
appears.
Here,
Yeah.
I will show you the webtoon.
Here, link it to me and I'll
Because
show it to the viewers.
Here, should I DM it to you?
Yeah, just put in that group chat.
Wait, also one more thing about the
Yeah,
animation.
keep going.
Like,
That's
So-
how it's portrayed.
Oh, it's him aggressively attack. Okay, that's
Yeah,
what it
so
should
his-
be.
yeah,
this is completely different. This is
That's
completely
how his
different.
triple kick is supposed to be shown like every single time.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's a better way of like showing it because
Here's the thing, that actually is shown in the trailer for God of High School.
yeah. So
Oh.
So in the trailer, they showed it as that image, but from what you can see, it wasn't like that though.
oh
Right.
yeah, here. So I'm currently showing them the triple kick. This is what
Mhm.
it actually looks like in the webtoon. It's just him kicking. It's literally the person kicking 3 times, and
Yeah.
3 different areas of the person. I don't know, like the same. I can say the same thing for like when they had Jin's fight as well, right?
Mhm.
When Jin like went into his 3 stances. What do you guys
Yeah.
think about like the 3 stances? And then he was like disheartened that he didn't
that
get.
was crazy to me.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
like, damn,
and the stances against the
the stances against that guy.
yeah, it
because
was
I think it was episode 2, right?
Was that? No, that was this episode.
Episode 3.
Remember, it was this episode that he did his 3 stances. It was.
Yeah,
Remember, it was what was it? It was
It was,
Mira. It
the
was Mira
rebellion-
versus the wrestling girl.
Yeah.
Jin versus the. It was Han versus
Han,
the,
yeah,
Han
Han, yeah,
versus the.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
The guy,
it's,
the guy with the baseball bat,
Yeah.
and he reads.
He uses it's. I believe it's okay because this is just something else. He uses like full contact karate.
Okay.
He uses like 4 corner stances, which is kind of supposed to represent the 4 directional cardinal kind of beasts.
Oh, that's cool.
Genbu, Vermilion Bird, Phoenix, Suzaku, Bayako, the White Tiger,
And then we haven't seen
Azure
the
Dragon.
Yeah, I guess
Blue
the dragon is
and-
the last one.
yeah.
So I
And
guess
how many did he get to? 3?
3,
Two?
and then he was like, he
3.
said 3, and he's like, damn.
It is the Genbu kind of fist,
Yeah.
Phoenix kick, and White Tiger dance. And I'm not
And the
saying-
White Tiger dance was like the 3rd stage that he used, and then he's like, damn, I didn't get to use all of them. And that was like,
Yeah.
it shows like how badass Jin is when he like, and like his motivation there, he's like, I can't give up because my friend isn't giving up. Like it cut to the back scene of the guy
Yeah,
like
yeah.
of his friend puking, and you're like, whoa, like this is his
Connected
reason for
back
fighting,
really
right?
well.
And I'm like, you know, I can live with that. I really like that. Yeah.
I think another great point from episode 3 was Jin's fight with like the administrator of the fight, like one of the guys in the
the
suit.
commissioner.
The
I believe
commissioner.
Yeah, the
that his
commissioner,
name
yeah.
was.
They have letters
I
assigned
believe
to
it
them.
was Q.
Okay.
Yeah, well, basically, for our viewers, to give some context, if Jin beat the administrator, he was
knocked him
allowed.
Something.
Yeah, if he knocked him down, he would be allowed back in the tournament, and they sort of set it up, expecting you to expect it to go on for like a few episodes or like 1 episode at least, right?
Just
But no,
like
he takes him out in like 2 seconds.
he just
Literally
pushes
puts
him
on-
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
puts him on his back instantly, bro.
And,
That shit was so-
Here's the thing about Q. He definitely like
Did he lose it?
Hmm.
Like he just kind of like
he's definitely
freaked out.
short tempered though, as you can
Oh.
see from like him just using like
his magic or ability or whatever.
his power right away.
Yeah.
Because like
I guess he didn't expect.
I don't know what extent I'll tell you guys. It's just like I don't know if you guys want to know it. Just it's the power itself is something that originates from them.
Okay. So we'll keep that.
And they're all personal in that sense. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, they all feed off like the individual. Is that kind of thing?
Like they're all individual kind of based.
Okay. So okay, never mind, because I feel like you have the answer, but I don't want to.
No, I'm not gonna say anything more than that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say the power is very individual based, and you can see from like his thing, his is the Joker in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Like the clown.
The clown. Okay, I see. Okay, I think I'm trying to get a grasp here.
Yeah, it also plays into like character mentality a lot of the time and how it is, because you can see like it's obvious that Park Mujin with the cross on his hand has some kind of power as well, but that's in chapter 400 something. I'm sorry, I can't say anything about that.
Yeah. So I guess let's give God of War its early review. What do you guys think? Do we keep watching? Would you keep watching?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god.
I think if it was solely based off of episode 2, I might consider dropping it just because of the pace it was going at. But episode 3 was like
it really
a complete
turned it
turnaround from episode 2.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to have two hits and one miss, I think. Yeah, I'd consider episode 1 a hit. Like it did its job.
I think episode 1, for what it was, like a 7 out of 10 kind of thing.
Yeah, I believe we all gave it a 7.
Again, it's like pacing. I think is really just weird, but
hopefully that like
I think it's just they're trying to fit everything into like 12 episodes, trying to get the actual anime across really fast. But then it'll just go into like, oh, this is happening.
So I'm hoping that's the case. Like they actually get into the story, and then like that's what happens.
So before we move on to our next anime, what would you guys give that episode 3 out of 10? What would you give it?
A 9.
A 9? I think I'd go with an 8.
I would give it an 8.5, kind of.
Ooh. So we're
right
hitting
in the middle.
So
right in the middle, but like that's how I feel about it.
So
really.
Subs No Dubs official answer, we're giving God of High School an 8.5 out of 10 so far. For episode 1 to 3. What are we giving it?
I don't know.
I'll give it a 7.5 for the first 3 episodes.
I give it a 7.
For the first 3 episodes, 7.5 as well.
I think that's 7. So 7.25 is your official answer. I will continue to watch that show. I think it has a bright future. I think that last episode really laid out a lot of groundwork for like a really interesting take on like a story. So I will continue to watch, and it's nice. It's like a Crunchyroll show, so hopefully you get to continue watching it there. Yep. Another show that we want to review. I guess this will be like the final topic for us. Will be. I'll let you guys. It'll be ReZero. ReZero is a huge show, and I think it's the best. Right. I think we need to talk about the review right now.
Yep.
I guess we never got to do episode 1 review for this because it didn't come out in time, but it's been 2 episodes so far, and I like it.
I've been enjoying it too. Episode 1 and 2 were crazy, to me at least.
That's
what do you
how
think?
It is, huh?
You didn't like it?
I just hate Subaru.
Okay, man. Like his character.
I understand the mental tribulations he goes through is harsh and all, but like,
I think you could literally see it. Wait, you could literally see it start again in like the very first episode.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like his mental aspect. I understand is weak in like everything because of what's happened and everything, right? Constantly dying and all. Yeah, I just hate how what he did to Rem, bro. Like, but that's the whole point. Like 1 and 2, I see it's come focused on him trying to like avenge Rem in a sense, or trying to get her back.
For sure.
And it's kind of almost heartbreaking as you kind of see from the season 1 to season 2. It's like Rem was such a prominent like character for Subaru, and his growth as a person, willingness to survive and fight. Yeah. Even Amelia too. But
he definitely
at this point, it's like, oh, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I need to solve this. I need her back.
Bro, that's my favorite thing about this like season so far. Like, it's such a complete flip from season 1, where his main focus was on doing whatever possible to like grab Amelia's attention, to
Yeah.
really like focusing on Rem. Like, even when he's with Amelia, like he's talking
He's
about
talking.
Rem.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a really
also-
weird change, right? It's a really weird change from
that's
his
something that would
sense.
never happened last
I
season.
think this is the thing though. Like we see that disconnect that's there, right?
Mhm.
But afterwards, what's happened to Rem? We see him understanding he can't just focus on Amelia and Rem either. He has to
Yeah.
focus on what this world is more now.
I think he's trying to
And-
get like an overall grasp of what's kind of like transpiring in front of him, and he's like trying to like mentally adjust to it still, because like that's kind of like what's kind of cool about this show is that the main character hasn't really like figured it out yet. He's still like, I'm still confused. There's so many moments you see him break down and cry where he's just like, I don't know what to do.
You don't got
And-
Rem no more.
Yeah, I don't have Rem anymore. I don't have like that support system. He's lost all his like support structures that he's built in place to feel comfortable, and they continue to
Yeah.
be taken away from him.
No, that's exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
you definitely see a struggle in the very first episode. Like,
Mhm.
like the guy was already crying, bro. It's the first episode.
It's the
like,
first
what-
episode.
Like, he's already going through it. He already has the bags under his eyes, you know? Like,
Yeah, he's stressed.
Wait, one more thing about episode 1. He already, like, he was willing to kill himself already. Like, he
Yeah.
already killed himself, you know?
He
Yeah,
was
like he
ins-
held the blade to his throat, and he's like, "I need her back," and he's like,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
if that's a fight,
That was
again, I
episode
believe.
1, by the way. Let's just make
Yeah.
sure people understand that,
Like he was willing to go back and have to fight. I believe it was the Archbishop of Sloth,
yeah.
Yep.
Metagus, or
Those,
Goose.
yeah, he was willing to go do that again because he's just like, I can't lose her. And I mean, she
Yeah.
also did like sacrifice herself for him, so it's like, I guess he feels kind of like obliged, but at the same time, he loved her, right? So it's like,
But at the same point, like, he doesn't know that, like, how she died, you know?
yeah, she doesn't know
Like-
the
Yeah.
greed.
But I
the-
think that leads into episode 2, though. If we go into Beatrice, the new maid, what's happening, right?
yeah, things
As
are
we
really
learn more about the
yeah,
actual background of Roswell, kind of with the
Things are
the
getting
sanctuary,
weird.
Amelia.
things are
and
getting
Beatrice.
really weird. Things are getting super weird.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, don't forget about Puck, too, bro. Something's going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
with Puck.
Something's up with Puck. Also, terrible anime fan alert. I thought Puck was a woman. I
Is she not a woman?
believe Puck is a male.
Okay, well, this is news to me, too.
Yep. I think I've been duped.
Yeah, but anyways, like, episode 2 was like, it did a lot of the stuff I wanted
Yeah.
season 1
Puck
to do.
is
where it
Amelia's magical creature. He has the appearance of a cat and has strong ice power. He calls Amelia his daughter.
Well, I didn't know it was a he.
Sigh. Well, there we go.
Yeah,
sorry.
but episode 2 really, like, it gave us some backstory into Roosevelt, I think his name was.
Roswell, and
Roswell,
like pretty much,
yeah.
I believe, the elder brother of Beatrice, I believe.
Is that it?
So
Yeah.
it basically ends with him sending Amelia and Subaru onto the
It's a garden?
forest, the garden forest. Which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some sort of trial.
Yeah.
Just the way the episode ended, and just with what the maid said, where it's like, I've sort of followed his orders, and let's hope Amelia makes that alive.
Yeah. But then, did you
really-
see Amelia
really gets
pass
me-
out at the end of the episode? I don't know if you guys watched all the way
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
where she passes out, and it's Subaru who ends up with the goddess
With the
of
witch?
death.
Yeah,
The Great Witch Echidna.
Yeah. And
It's
that was
just, here's
I
the
was
thing.
like,
I'm very curious because this is, I think, the one light novel I didn't read because I wanted to watch the anime for it.
yeah.
Right? Is the relationship between Beatrice, the archbishops, and Echidna, because we can
Yeah.
see like Beatrice saying, "Oh, what happened to the aspect of sloth?
Mhm.
Like, what happened to Goose? Like, oh, I thought Goose, you left me too." Now, as she said before,
Yeah.
literally in my cue cards.
Uh-oh.
Yes, because I have to remember the anime somehow.
I respect that. There's a lot.
That's definitely a good point, though, because the way I look at it, I think Beatrice is like one of them,
Hmm.
like one of the archbishops. I don't know if I'm true, like if this is right or not, but I think like she's one of like the only other characters that has powers on like that
that
kind of like
scale.
level or scale.
Yeah, she is like she has like zero fear about anything. Like I don't know like why that is. Like no matter what has happened in that house, like Subaru has literally died in that house, and like,
Yeah.
well, that was Ram, but like that was a whole different. But still, like Beatrice has no fear about what's going on, and she's just like living her daily life, sitting in her library. She knows a lot. Like I feel like she's like gonna soon become a main character that we have to like
Yep.
super like pay attention to. So yeah, if you're definitely watching that show, pay attention to the main character, to Beatrice. I feel like she has so much knowledge.
That's the thing. I also want to know like the relation between like Echidna and like Subaru, not Echidna and Subaru, and Echidna and like Amelia in a sense, because like they've
Mhm.
always noticed that. Because like I believe in the first season, I think it was Subaru kind of mistaking Amelia for Echidna. I believe it was
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
because that.
there's always
Mhm.
that assumption that like Amelia and the witch are kind of like the same person just because of
Yeah,
how similar like they looked
they
like to
look.
each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like Beatrice knows something about that too, and I feel there's so much. I feel like that even the who owns the house? What's his name?
Roswell.
Roswell?
I feel like Roswell knows
Roswell.
something about like Amelia Tan as well, and haha, I said Tan. Whoops. Anyhow, sorry. Yeah, but do you feel that season 2 is as good as season 1 was? Like, did it catch your attention like season 1 did?
I think the way season 2 started, it definitely did.
Yeah, the
Just because they took
ending.
like a main character completely out the question, you know,
Yeah.
like we don't know when Rem's gonna come back or if she's even gonna come back this season. So
Hmm.
like, sort of like setting that storyline up, it definitely did catch my attention.
You.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys give the first episode? I guess that's what we should.
First episode was actually like it made me kind of sad, but it was a good story and introduction to the whole series of
I
the
feel like
second season.
that's the thing with ReZero, right? It's like it sets that serious tone. It's always done it.
Sets the
Like
pace.
yeah, it's like it knows what it is, and like it'll continue doing it. It doesn't care. Like there is fan service, but they do it very lightly. Like that show definitely focuses on their story, and they get their story out. And like yeah, the show's just I enjoy that show a lot. Episode 1, I'll give like an 8.5. Like
I agree. I
I think
agree.
I'd give it an 8. Yeah.
it's somewhere in there. Episode 2, I don't know. What do you guys feel about episode 2?
Episode 2 was a bit more talky, but it's kind of setting the pace for the next few episodes, kind of thing.
That's the thing,
I
right?
haven't watched episode 3 that's come out so far,
Mhm.
but I
Did
believe it will introduce more aspects into what is going to be happening this season. Really,
Yep.
Ah, yes.
a big thing to know though about ReZero this time is actually split into 2 parts. So this part is going to be 12 episodes put into this season,
I see
and
that.
another
yeah.
into the next session of session of animes in the season.
So would that be winter 2021?
Winter 2020 in the January and so on.
Tough. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like that gives them time to like flesh out a really good story. So I'm pretty excited about that. If I'm being honest.
I believe ReZero, fans have waited for ReZero to come out,
For too
for a
many
while.
years. Really.
and I think honestly speaking,
Mhm.
they care a lot about story,
Mhm.
and you could see them just building. Even in episode 1, they set a good pace introduction. Episode 2, they're trying to build up, as you can see, with introduction to all these kind of mysteries now that people want to know and understand.
Mhm.
We can see from probably episode 3 that we're going to have some answers to questions, but not all, and so on and so forth. We will get
Yeah.
plot
So
point of what's going to happen.
I think for sure this will definitely be one of those shows that we'll continue to review here on Subs No Dubs. And I think this will definitely be a big one for us because we'll all continue to watch that one. God of High School will continue to keep our eye on. I hope it continues to do well. And also, I think we're gonna do a review on Sword Art Online next week. Next 2 weeks. So you'll get a really extra long episode a review of Sword Art. And I think that pretty much concludes our episode. We're well over our time limit, but I think I don't think anyone will mind that too much. I think it was a pretty good episode, and I think we're gonna call that here, guys. This is Casey, that is Toonie, and that is TJ. You can follow us all in our social medias down below. You can also find our anime list, so you can see what we rate episodes, rate TV shows that we finished, and hopefully you guys will take some of our opinions and watch those shows, because trust me, you'd be surprised what you like when you start watching. Anyways, that is Subs No Dubs episode 2. I'll see you guys later. Bye!